Johar everyone, this is your English teacher Binod Puneet Ekka. Today, now we are going to see the poetry after Blenheim. Blenheim is a name of Germanic village and its correct pronunciation is Blenheim, but some people pronounce it as a Belheim. It is an antivar poem composed by Robert Southey. He was historian, essay writer, and biographer. He is also a romantic poet. The poem is set at the Battle of Blenheim, which was fought in 1704. The war brought destruction. Old man's house was burnt. He was forced to leave his native place. Many innocent civilians died, and the dead bodies were rotting. Yet grandfather says it was a great victory. Blenheim is a English name for Germanic village. It is situated at South Germany at Danube River. This poetry teaches us that how war is evil thing, even though it is propagated and told war is good by political leaders for their own political advantages. Let's try to see some of the historical background why this war was fought. What was the reason? In November 1700, a grandson of King Louis the 14th from France ascended the throne of Spain. King Philip the Fifth from Austria and other European rulers saw that it was unfair. So they wanted to stop France because he was increasing his power. They made treaties. England and Netherlands allied with Austria, German principalities of Bavaria and Cologne, and Italian principalities of Mantua and Savoy allied with France. As war broke out, Portugal, German dominations, Persia, and Hanover took part in the war supporting Austria. Savoy broke the treaty with France and became anti-French coalition. In 1704, this coalition defeated France at Blenheim. It was considered one of the most important victories. In the battle, victorious heroes were England's Duke of Marlborough and Savoy's Prince Eugene. So these were the heroes of the Battle of Blenheim. Let us read the first stanza. It was summer evening. Old Caspar's work was done, and he, before his cottage door, was sitting in the sun, and by him, spotted on the green, his little grandchild, Wilhelmine. Okay, so it's clear. After completing his work, he's sitting, and that is a sun, and it is evening time, summer evening time. Spotted means the playing on the green. On the green means here courtyard or lawns. So grandchild is playing. Wilhelmine, it is a name of a girl. It is a Germanic name. It was a summer evening. After completing his work, old Caspar was sitting in front of his house in the sun. His little grandchild, Wilhelmine, was playing on the lawns of the cottage. So this was the explanation of first stanza. It's not very difficult. Stanza 2. He saw her brother Peterkin roll something large and round, which he beside the rivulet in playing there he had found. He came to ask what he had found that was so large and smooth and round. There are no difficult words here. Rivulet means it is a small river or a spring. So the little girl Wilhelmine saw her brother Peterkin rolling large object and coming towards the house. He had found this large object while he was playing near the river, and that object is skull. He has curiosity to know about the object, therefore he had come to his grandfather to ask about the object, which was large, smooth and round. Let us see third stanza. Old Caspar took it from the boy who stood expectant by, and then the old man shook his head, and with natural sigh, "'Tis some poor fellow's skull," said he, "who fell in great victory." So now the grandfather is explaining about the object. Here, expectant by means the boy is standing there eagerly to know about the object and hoping for the answer. Natural sigh is a deep exhale. So grandfather takes deep exhale, and it reminds him a kind of bitter experience about the war. Fellows means a friend. Who fell in? Fell means here died or shed blood in the great victory. The old Caspar took that round object from Peterkin, who stood and expected a reply from grandfather. The old man looked at the skull or that object and shook his head. That reminded him of those days when war had taken place. With a natural sigh, he replied that this round object is nothing else but a skull of a poor fellow who was killed in the Battle of Blenheim. But while explaining about the battle, old Caspar said, "This poor fellow must have the cause of great victory." Let us see the fourth stanza. It's very simple poem. The fourth stanza, I find them in the garden, for there is many hereabout. And often when I go to plough, the ploughshares turns them out. For many thousands men, said he, were slain in that great victory. Okay, so grandfather is explaining that when he goes to plough, he finds many skulls. Here, there is many. Here, many refers the skull which he finds. Okay, plowshares. Plowshares is a blade for turning mud. We call it fal in Hindi. Slain means chopped or killed. The old Caspar answered, saying, I find them many in the garden when I go to plough. There are many skulls here hidden in the field. Whenever he goes to plough, the land ploughshare turns them out. Again he explained and said, thousands and thousands were slain or killed in the battle of Blenheim. The fifth stanza. Let us see the fifth stanza. Now tell us what it was all about. And little Wilhelmine looks up with wondering, waiting eyes. Now tell us all about the war and what they fought each other for. So now these children want to know what was the reason or what was the cause for the battle. But grandfather is unable to answer them. Wondering, waiting eyes means looking with curiosity. Wondering, waiting eyes, looking with curiosity for some answer. Okay, in the fifth stanza, Peterkin wants to know about the reason of war. Why was the war took place? Young Peterkin cries, little girl Wilhelmine also looks up to grandfather in curiosity. They wanted to know who fought, with whom they fought, and what was the reason or purpose for the battle. So now the grandfather replies again in the sixth stanza. As I have told in the introduction that English won the war and the France was defeated. Okay, it was English, Caspar cried, who put the French to rout. But what they fought each other for, I could not well make out. But everybody said, quoth he, that it was a famous victory. So now the grandfather answers that, and he says that it was a great war, great victory, but he is unable to explain the reason of the war, why the war was fought. Here, one more word, French to rout. Rout means to defeat. So already I have told in the introduction how they made world treaties or alliances to defeat each other. Quoth is a old English. Quoth means to said or said. Okay, it's simple. The old Caspar answered that Englishmen fought the war and defeated French or France. But old Caspar could not give the reason of war, why the war was fought. He only knows that the people said it was great victory, a famous victory. As I have told in the introduction, that the politicians or the political leaders are trying to propagate war as a good thing. So that is what happening with the common people or ordinary people. The seventh stanza. Let us read. My father lived at Blenheim, then yon little stream hard by. They burnt his dwelling to the ground, and he was forced to fly. So with his wife and child he fled, nor had he where to rest his head. So with great sadness, grandfather is explaining how he was living in the village uh, Blenheim, and how he was chased away from there, and his house was burnt, dwelling was burnt. Let us see some of the difficult words. Here in the second line we have word yawn. Yawn means that. It is old English. Yawn. Stream refers to the river, a small river. And dwelling is a place or home. Home. Fled. Another word we have fled. Fled means to run away. Fly also to run away, leave the place. And peace, rest his head. It means place to settle down or to stay or live. Explanation. Old Caspar again explains that his father lived in Blenheim beside the small river during the war. They burnt and destroyed his house, and he was forced to run away from there along with his wife and children. He did not know where to rest or settle down or take shelter. Now let us see the eighth stanza. With fire and sword the country round was wasted far and wide, and many a childling mother then and newborn baby died. But things like that, must be at every famous victory. Okay, some difficult words. Wasted. Wasted means shattered. Shattered means country round was wasted. It means सभी चीज़ों को तितर बितर कर दिया गया. Far and wide. Far and wide it means till remote places. Childing mother. Childing mother means a pregnant woman. So many were killed. Pregnant women were killed. Infants were killed in the war. Again, Caspar explains in this stanza that the entire country shattered and destroyed. In the war, many children and pregnant women lost their lives. Old Caspar says, this is what happened during the famous victory. Stanza 9. They say it was shocking sight after the field was won. For many thousand bodies here lay rotting in the sun. But things like that, must be after a famous victory. So grandfather is explaining, and still he says that was a great victory. In the first line, there is a word shocking. Shocking means dreadful or fearful. The sight was very dreadful or fearful after war because many died. A field was won. Field was won means battlefield was won or the battle was won. Lay rotting in the sun. Lay rotting in the sun. What was laying and rotting in the sun? The dead bodies were rotting and they spoiling in the sun. They say, the people say, it means people say that it was a very horrible sight of the battlefield. The battlefield was full of dead bodies. Thousands of dead bodies were lying down and rotting under the sun. This is what happened. Even people say it was a famous victory. It was an evil thing. So many people died. Even some people say that it is a famous victory. Let us see stanza 10. Great praise the Duke of Malborn won, and after good Prince Eugene. Why it was a very wicked thing, said little Wilhelmine. Nay, nay, my little girl, quoth he, it was a famous victory. So now the grandfather is narrating the story of war and the children are listening. And they are objecting that the war was a wicked thing. Let us see some of the difficult words. Great praise the Duke. Duke means here king. Marlborough. Marlborough is a name of place. And our good Prince Eugene. Prince Eugene. It is the name of prince who won the war. He is from Savoy. And Malborn is from England. Wicked thing. Wicked thing means bad thing. So the small girl replied and said that this war was a wicked thing because so many people died. When the still grandfather is affirming, nah, nah, it means no, no, my child, it was a famous victory. Old Caspar says that the Duke of Marlborough and Prince Eugene of Savoy were main heroes of the war. After having listened, this little girl, Wilhelmine, says that the battle was a very wicked thing. Old Caspar answers the little girl in a negative way by saying that it was really a famous victory. Here, war is opposed by these children. That is why this poem is known as an anti-war poem. The last stanza, 11th stanza. And everybody praised the Duke, who this great fight did win. But what good came of it at last? Quoth little Peterkin. Why that I can't tell, said he, but it was a famous victory. Everyone appreciated and glorified the Duke who fought the war in a brave manner. Peterkin asked, what is the good thing, or what is the benefit, or what is the good outcome that war brought, or that came at the end of the war? But the old man could not reply. Only he knew that it was a great victory or a famous victory. He could not reply the reason of the war. Thank you.